You're probably hearing a lot now about Real ID. It's the reason everybody's rushing here to the DMV and spending hours in line for this new kind of driver's license. Well, Real ID actually isn't that new. In fact, the Real ID Act is a federal law from 2005 that was passed as an anti-terrorism measure after the attacks on 9/11. Turns out some of the attackers used fake IDs to board the planes they later hijacked. This would, in theory, prevent that from happening again. Think about it. Your driver's license is basically your key to everything. You need it to go to a bar, pick up a concert ticket, or get on an airplane. So the feds want to make that key harder to copy. They gave states a deadline to design a new, more secure driver's license, and of course, most states missed the deadline and asked for an extension. Here in California, that extension runs out on October 1st, 2020. So starting on that day, you'll need a Real ID compliant driver's license to enter secure federal buildings, nuclear power plants, military bases, and the big one, airport security. So that means in just over 2 years, your old driver's license will not get you onto an airplane. So how do you get a Real ID? Well, you have to prove that you're you. First, you have to come to the DMV in person. That's why the lines are so long. They have to take a brand new photo of you and also capture your thumbprint. Those go into a massive new database along with copies of the documents you have to bring. And here's where it gets tricky. The first document needs to establish identity. That could be a passport, a birth certificate, or a green card. The second needs to show your social security number. That could be a social security card or something from your employer, like a W-2 form or a pay stub. The third thing you need is proof that you actually live here. So a utility bill, a lease, a mortgage, any official document with your address on it. And if you've ever changed your name, bring proof of that too, like a marriage license or a court document. And then get ready to wait. The lines are so bad that now a startup is offering to wait in line for you, which is a story I covered while getting my own Real ID. Of course, this is technically optional. You can still get a regular California driver's license without the little star on it. You just can't fly with it unless you also bring a passport. Needless to say, Real ID has its critics, including privacy advocates and those who say it will basically prevent undocumented immigrants from traveling by air. By the way, the Real ID Act is also the law that paved the way for President Trump's border wall, with specific language to let the feds skip the environmental review process for roads and fences at the border. I know that has nothing to do with your driver's license, but that's politics, and Real ID is the law. So go get in line.